would like that you should understand this CSS box model. CSS box model. Very important this file placing your content. So because see, whenever you are going to develop any page, that page will be divided in different areas like top area, left area, middle area, right area, bottom area, or even if in the suppose right part, you want to divide that right part in multiple different subparts. So in such case, you must have to clear about the boundaries of that particular place. Let me go with one example. I hope my paint screen is visible to you. So let's say this is my total page. Okay. Suppose I want to divide this. I want to divide this as I want to display the name of that company and logo here at the top. Uh, just a minute. Okay. Then I want to display the footer like copyright ad, contact us here at the bottom. Then suppose I have some menu here on the left. So what I mean to say is, suppose this is the left part. This is the left part where I want to place the left menus. So in this area, these box boundaries you must know well. Similarly for this box, similarly for top box, left box. Okay, so I am going to tell you how to identify and place your contents in each of these box. That is the box model. Give me reply if you understand what we are going to learn in the box model. Please reply me. Okay, so let now understand what this box model is. Whenever you are going to deal with any of the box, any of the area, see that area starts with outer boundary, that is a dotted line, which is called as margin. After margin, second part comes is a border. After margin, second part comes is a border, which is a thick line. Then after that, third part comes as a padding. Third part comes as a padding. And then fourth part is that innermost is your content. Either that content is your text, image, or any another component, any another HTML element. So if you are setting the margin with some value, now see, margin will have four sides. Means see, for any either that is a margin, either that is a border, or either that is a padding, it will have a four side. One is top, bottom, right, and left. So if you see in this picture, suppose suppose I want to place this component here in the red I am drawing. So for this will be the top part, this will be the right, this will be the bottom part, and this will be the left part. So here you have to mention that from this boundary how much distance you want to keep, that is the left side. From this how much distance you want to keep, that is the top. From this how much right, and from this how much, this will be the bottom. So this is about the top, left, right, and bottom. So you can keep the distance for each, like margin means your component will be totally different than the previous border or previous component. Inside margin, again, if you want to show that, like suppose I want that from this block, this black block, I want to keep my this component this much height, this much left, right, and bottom. So this I will mention as a margin. But inside that box, whenever I want to put any content, that content should be with some box. So I can set the border like this. Means when I want to place like this, I have to set the border this much top, this distance, Similarly, this most right, this much bottom, and this much left. So these value will be in the CSS. What you will write? Bottom underscore left equal to how much pixels, bottom underscore right equal to how much pixels, bottom underscore border underscore bottom, border underscore left. So like this you can set the margins. Similarly for margin, margin left, margin right, margin top, margin bottom. Or if you want to give the equal margin to all the sides, then you simply write margin colon and give the value. That value will be applied for top, right, bottom, and left. So either you can specify individual area like individual direction border or margin, or you can specify a common one. So give me quick reply if you understand this. Give me quick reply if you understand this. Okay, great. So after border, what comes? After border, what comes? Padding. Padding means whatever contents you are going to add, inside that, that may be the text, that may be any another element, how much distance from that content, so like this block box model will work like this box model will work, and you can keep your data uh, at some specific area in your total box where you want to display the contents. Okay, let's check if there is any example on this site. I hope the browser window of W3 School is visible to you. Let's check one example. We will go fast for the example instead of giving much time. Okay. Is it visible to you all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So see, now this is the div. This what we able to see. Background color is given as a gray. So this background color gray. Width is 300 set. Border set as a 15 pixels. So let understand what this figure is. Let me give 5 pixels only. I hope you able to understand this. Okay, so border is the green area because solid and green is given. Fine. Now padding is 50 pixels. Padding is 50 pixels. So let's check what is the padding value. Please observe on this box. Please observe on this box when I'm going to change the padding. Do you understand now? Now the difference between the border and padding is border and this text contents is less. If I go for, let's say it is at 20 pixels and I run again, so this distance is increased. Similarly for margin, now observe for margin. Suppose let me make margin 30. So it is increasing from all side 30 margin. So tell me, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Actually it is easy, but you on your own must have to practice. And the calculation, you can see the calculation like this: 20 pixels from left right padding, then 10 pixel for left right border, and 0 pixel for margin. If these values are set for padding, border, and margin, then these will be the value calculations, how much space will be set. So this is about the box model. Which I want to share with you, which is really very useful to manage your contents. So shall we go next now? Shall we go next now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So if we talk about the text properties, if we talk about to set your font, different attributes for font are font family, you can set name, font size, font weight, normal, weight, bold, lighter, or you can go with the values of a font weight. How much weight you want to give? Like when we write using the pen, how much weight we give, that much dark or the thickness of that font will be there. Yes, and if you use a pen will be different. If you use sketch pen, then that weight is more. So I hope font weight you understand. Weight, font style, line height, text transform means whatever you type. Suppose you want to make that the text should be capitalized. Either the user use small case or capital letters. It should convert to the capitalize or uppercase, lowercase, none like this. You can set. You can set the color of the font, then text indent, uh, length and how much percent. Indent means which side indent you want, from left indented, justified, right indented, like this. And text align is for you want to align it from the left, right, or center align. So this is the justify, this is the alignment. So this is about the fonts. When you will play with the fonts, you can use these attributes. Okay, one point which is not in your syllabus, but I must know, I know that surely you should know this, how to use the inspector in Chrome. So how you will able to debug your HTML code, because now here there is no any debugger controller in your editor. So if suppose the contents are not going well on the browser, then how can you check which controller is where? So that I'm going to tell you. See, really this is very important to understand, because many errors you will get here. We have a practice of C++, Java. There we get, when we compile, we get the error there. But for HTML doesn't show any error. If it is a correct tag, then it will display the contents according to the tags. Otherwise it will just skip that tag. So we will not get to know the error. So we are going to learn the inspect model, sorry, inspect control. So let me go with one window. Let's say this is a CSS, this is a page. Okay, specifically I have mentioned it, I have make it a full screen. So whenever I will ask the question, please give the reply in words, because I will not able to see the chat box. So see, it is a Chrome which is having that tool. For a Chrome, it is a tool. So I have opened the Chrome browser, and inside that I have opened one site. If you go here in right side, 3 dots. Are you able to see this 3 dots at the right top? My mouse is going there.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
great. So when you will click on there, you can come across to the more tools. See, different options are there. From that, I'm going to the more tools. Okay, and then you can go here for a developers tool. Till today you are using the website as a user, but I hope now from today onwards you should change your view. You should become a developer, website designer. Then only you can catch whenever you will visit to any website. Suppose you are visiting now to the Facebook. Till today you was interested in what are the images, videos, who liked who, but I want that behind that you should think now, if something is liked, you like something on that page, so you should able, there should be a curiosity in your mind that how this might have been done. This is a very good look and feel, contents are placed very well, or even though this color I like, even though this animation of this images I like, everything. So there should be a curiosity in your mind how it might have been done. So one way is that you can use this developer tool. Now I am going to click this. I repeat again, 3 dots, click on 3 dots, go down, more tools and developer tool. So I'm going to click on this. So you can observe that one more window is opened here. Yes, are you able to observe this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. So,
Yes, sir.
so this is the developer tool. You can adjust this as per your convenience. Like, see, you can adjust this. There are 4 types: doc site, dock side, when you want to put this, now this is set to the right side option. That is, white part is, that is your code window which you are going to inspect, that browser window, and right side small part is your this tool. I'm going to change it to this dock. Have you observed the change? Have you observed the change? Now my window is horizontal, that which I am inspecting, and the control is showing here. Similarly, you can go for left. Okay, so it is as per your convenience how you want to use it. And one more is, when you are going to debug more source code instead of only the elements, then you can take out this totally out. Means your debug screen is different, and your the screen which you are watching in a in a Chrome is different. So tell me, do you understand these 4 settings? Because as a developer, you have to use all
Yes,
4 as per the need. Okay, so let's go one by one. Again, I'm changing this. We will go with the simple first. Okay, now what is the use of this? That we want to check. Suppose I want that I want to see this, how this part is built, the gray example, then this text, and how this part is made white. I want to check the margins, or how this button is placed. So for that we have to right click. We have to right click on that control, and at the bottom you can see the inspect. Yes, are you able to see this option? Right click and inspect. And when you will click on the inspect, you will observe the change in this control. What you are able to see here? Elements. Yes, are you able to see this elements word here?
yes, sir.
Great. So now whenever I will go for any of this control, see, when I'm coming on this div, when I'm bringing my mouse on this div, it is highlighting the part. It is highlighting this part. Yes. Now I am exploring this, because there is a nested thing. So div, inside that there is an example. So when I bring the mouse on the example, I am able to see the total part where example is written. So that total area. Then when I go for down demonstration of a box, I am able to inspect the paragraph element. Then next is this div. Correct? I hope nothing is difficult. You just have to understand what we are checking. Give me quick reply if you are understanding for selecting the elements.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Great. Now let's go one part next. Now once I able to identify that area, then I want to check what different styles are set to display that content. Okay, so for that, if you see here down, see one more window is there. Let me scroll down this. I have selected this div. After clicking on this div, it is showing what is the style applied. Here .w3 code means w3 dash code is one class defined in the style. That class is used for displaying this. I hope you are getting now. Okay, then let me explore this again. This is the span. This is a span displayed, and for that what style is set, that is here. Okay, let's select some another part. Let's say button, target. Okay, so see, target is selected. So for that, what will be the style? That is here. Then below part will be here, and accordingly, if you see, are you able to observe this part which is highlighted, which I have selected? That is a mid content tab container. When I click on this, you can observe here the style is center. Text align style is center. Let me make it left. But I think still they have set something inside that. More settings might be there, so I'm not able to inspect that here. Why it is not going for a left? Let me check for different contents of this, or what we will do, we will write our own HTML and that we try to inspect, so that there will be no much confusion, because here many different styles are applied, many classes are applied, so we are not able to go for it. Let's go with our code. Let me add one HTML page here. Let's say this is the body tag, and in which I am defining one paragraph. Let me run this. I'm going to stop this inspection. I want to inspect my own code. So let me minimize the screen. We will go for live. Yes, live is there. Which is that screen? Yes, this is the screen. I want to see which page, sample.html. Okay, para is here, correct. Let now go for inspecting this. I'm now see, either you can go from this developer tools and more tools and developer, or shortcut directly you can right click and click inspect, then also developer tools will open. Okay, so see here now, my code, accordingly the code is here. This is the paragraph tag, correct? Yes. Are you able to see this? Great. So now I'm going to apply some style, color, grade. So this style is applied on this paragraph content. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Border, let's say solid and 9 pixels. Let me give that. So you will able to understand that with this inspector I can test different things. But surprisingly, you will find that this is not changing my original code. This is not changing my original code. So this is the runtime you can try. Runtime you can try. So see, once I go for this, it is live server, again open the page, and that I lost here. So you can, what you can do is you can test here. Once you get this is the perfect style you expect, then you can copy whatever styles you set, and that you can bring in your original code. And now anything wrong we have done? Style equal to should be there. I have written the style colon. Fine. So now it is applied, but now you can observe that in the original code also, and this will be shown in the element. So give me a quick reply if you understand this inspecting HTML page.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sure that this is the most useful thing in industry. every developer has to continuously use this because they have to track their executions and what is the wrong thing happening. One last thing I want to show you. Obviously, we will use that later on. Now only we are dealing with HTML elements, but still see. I have now maximized this developers tools. You can see the name here, dev tools. Okay, so dev tools we are using, and from that I have shown the element part. Okay, after that there is one console. This is important for you can print something from your application. If suppose that is a server side application which is doing some code and sending the data, so you can print that here on the console.log, like that comments are there, so you can check what is coming as the output. Then sources, you can find here source is used to check your source code. Okay, source code will come here. For HTML, elements are sufficient, but when you are going to track the server side code like JSP code, servlet code, C# code, PHP code, at that time that page you will get the help of this, and you can debug here. So you see here at the line number 29, I have put the debugger on the line number 29. I have put the debugger. Now I am going to refresh this page. I'm going to refresh this page, and you can see now it is stopped here. It is in the blue line. It is in the blue line. Yes. Do you observe?
Yes, sir.
See now on the main window you can see this pause in the debugger. This para which you are able to see, that is the previous display. It is not modified. Still not total page is displayed. So now you can go to that debugger. On the right hand side, on the right top side, you will find some controls. In blue, resume the script execution, means after this you don't want to stop, directly run. Or if you want to go one by one step, then step over next function call. Here is step into the next function call. Over means what? If suppose at this line you are calling some function, I don't want to go inside that function, I just want to execute that function and come back. So that is step over. If I go in next function call, step into next function call means if the function call is there, control will go to the first statement of that called function. This is step out of current function call, getting back from this current function call. And here F9 step by step you can go. Right now I am going for one by one step. So you can observe that blue line now going to the 30, line number 31, 32, like this. So one by one you can go and you can see. Suppose now here is the message. Okay, message. So you can observe here the different data for a debug. Okay, so you can use this check for getting the values. Right now we are not getting. See, for a WebSocket, what is the data coming? Actually, this is not. You will not understand what socket is. Don't concentrate on there. Here you can find out the values for any objects, any elements that I want to show as a debug. Okay, and if you find to go for the next step, directly you can resume. After resume, your page will be displayed. Now no resume break is here. So this is the developer tool I told you for checking the element and debugging. So this is about the source. One last thing, network you can check. Network you can check that which different requests are sent from client to that server. So now we have called sample.html and this WS, this is sent WebSocket sent by the browser. So these two requests are sent to the server side. Now our server is Go Live server. Yes, so that is giving the response. So this request is sent to the Go Live server. Again, when we will useful this networks will be useful for checking does your request is going correct with the correct parameters or not. For that means, are you requesting the correct page, correct parameter, correct context path, that you can identify from here. And then later on, once you will become comfortable in web development, you can talk about what is the performance issue, how much memory is used, then which applications are used, what about the security and Lighthouse. So right now, for first unit, concentrate only on elements. From second unit, you will use console and sources. When we will go for server side programming in third unit, fourth unit, then we will also explore the networks. So is it fine? Is it fine for you for understanding this developer tool?
Yes, sir.
I am
Thank
sure
you.
that this will not be covered by the faculties in other colleges, because this is not in the syllabus. But I know what are the problems we as a developer face when we work actually on the on application. When you will develop your project, at that time this will be very useful for you. And in the interviews, if you will share these experiences, then definitely it will be very much add-ons for you. Okay, so I think this is this is enough for today. Or 4 minutes are there, 5 minutes still left there. I will take the attendance fast, and then if we get 1-2 minutes, I will go for the just introduction of the new topic. So before going for the attendance, the question for today is, which developer tool we learn today, and what are the how okay which developer tool we learn today and how to use it, that you have to type in chat box. Which developer tool we used, we learned, and how to use it. So in 1-2 lines you can write that in the chat box. Please write that in the chat box. I'm not getting any response in the chat box. Okay, I think you need some time to type. Fine. Okay, Saili said element tool. See, this is not the element tool. This is the dev tool, developers tool, which we are using to inspect different elements and source code and debugging. Inspect. Yes, developer tool is the name. We use the inspect option, and we able to inspect HTML elements. We able to debug. We able to debug the source code. Okay, developer tool is there, and to inspect the HTML element. So I expect all of you should write the answer as per your understanding, so that will be counted as one attendance check for you. And really I'm happy that today the class count is crossed 52, but this is only happy, not 100% okay, because as you know, your class strength is 74. Your class strength is 74, and out of that only 52 students attended. Not only, but why remaining 22 students are not attending? Let me stop the recording.